Hello to all my friends out there. So this is a quick chat on the food situation. So the states where we have floods are Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Missouri, and Mississippi River. This is where the melt-off might occur and cause flooding. Okay, the wheat is grown in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, and Colorado. So this is interesting. So say 20% affected, right? Wheat. So if I was going to expect an increase in wheat, at the least it might be 20%. Okay, wheat is bad because we need wheat for bread and all kinds of other things, cereal. And then all through time when the crops have failed, it's wheat and barley. Barley is grown in Idaho, Minnesota, Montana, North Dakota, and Washington. Again, 1/5. So at the least, you could expect a 20% increase. That would be if things went well. So all through time, and it's documented as far back in the Bible, when the crops would fail, it would be barley and wheat. Okay, so wheat, barley, oil, and wine. So it would be a good idea to stockpile some wheat and some barley. And then on the issue of wine, as it wasn't long ago, World War II, the oil ran short and the people were literally starving. Okay, wine would be grapes. So, you don't want to be devoid of grapes. So you want to stockpile some raisins, some grape jam, some grape juice. I'll be giving the grape issue some thought. Okay, accounts in the Bible. A woman was starving, and there's a lot of accounts of starvation in the Bible all through times. If it'd be famine, pestilence, war, and disease. Animal disease, that's scary too. But anyway, a woman shared a cake. She had a very little food left, and the prophet came, and she had oil, and she had a little flour to make some cakes. She was going to make the cakes, and she was going to feed some to her son, and she said to herself, and then we're going to die. But the point of this is a lot of the preppers are saying they're not sharing their food. Not one little bite. That might not be a best strategy because you might have to depend on supernatural intervention to survive. So, you might want to consider that. I'm just pointing out that is something to consider. I went to the Adventist church, and after church we would have a lunch, and a lot of times there wasn't enough food, and the women would go into the kitchen and pray, and then they would start cutting the food in small pieces, and somehow it would multiply. You would look at the food and you would say there is no way, but it would multiply and the people would eat. So just put that into the back of your mind. And then in the Bible, there was the 10 wise women that stored the oil, and then there was the 10 unwise women that didn't store oil. A lot of people are calling people to prepare, and in this account, no oil was given up. And I don't know, thinking back on the story, if that was good, but the story was the people came for oil and they left with no oil. Okay, in times of famine, it can be a time of testing or a time of trial, and according to the Bible. Okay, so if you're being tested, what would be tested? Well, what would be testing is your faith. Do you have faith in God that you're somehow going to survive in the face of no survival? And the other thing is the angels unaware thing. Okay, humans supposedly are made a little lower than the angels. So the Bible gives account that the angels are very fascinated to see what we're going to do during these times of trial. Throughout my life, you know, as short as that has been, only 63 years, the hard times will either bring out the best in a person or the worst in a person. You're either going to strengthen up and get tough, or, you know, it's not going to play out well. Time of trial. Okay, you know, you've heard of trials and tribulations. The good thing would be to strengthen other people and all get through in one piece. One time I heard a story, and this is an example of what I'm talking about. A woman was having 5 babies. This is a very famous case. And one baby, a boy baby, held all of the babies in the womb, and the doctors called him Hercules, because according to gravity, it was not possible, but just one baby. I mean, even from the time of conception. Not a big fan of abortions. But anyway, so, you know, I know a woman, and, you know, y'all know I'm a Christian, and her uterus burst during labor. And while she was in this horrific situation, she could see Jesus standing next to her. So after it was all over, they said, you should have bled out immediately, and the only thing that saved you is you were so calm. How did you stay so calm? And she said, well, Jesus was standing next to you. So, time of testing and time of trial. So, you know, as you be wise and prepare, okay, what happened was I went to the 99-cent store, and guess what? No barley. This one, I'm going to be working on this one. Raisins, grape juice, grape jam, and when I come up with more, I'll let you know what I come up with. I want to encourage you all to prepare. I'm not saying be paranoid, I'm just saying be wise and prepare. If you don't have any money, go to the food banks, go to the food pantries, go to the churches, and get as much food as you can now while it's there. And then, you know, be wise with the money you have and buy food to sustain yourselves in the future. At the most, it seems to indicate possibly the food might go up 20%. You know, another thing is, you know, the beef, the hogs, and the soy has been drowned, and also the storages of food have been destroyed, and also the manufacturing places where they manufacture things have been destroyed. So just put it into the back of your mind, and I think the best approach is, okay, what can I do today? Okay, so today I'm looking for some stockpiling to do with barley and wine. Right up the street here, there's a good independently owned grocery store, and maybe I can find some barley. And so I will be back, and God bless you all.